3 words. Constant feedback loop.
He's up to no good. Yeah. I rode a trail through the neighbor's backyard.
We are here to confirm whether or not this area is worth coming back to during archery. Water. That's it. End of story. Let's find out. Some recent elk tracks, and I'm gonna guess maybe about offhand 3 different human tracks like that one right there. At least 3 different prints on those. Someone was just up here yesterday. 6:18, and I'm already feeling warmer thermals. It is just hot. I can already feel warm thermals. I have to wonder when the thermals are going to shift. Last time there was elk around this bend. Let's not walk in on them again, if possible. Look at that. That had a bit from this morning. Look at the dry spot right there. Elk stood here and took a piss. And pissed on himself. Because otherwise this wouldn't be dry right here. Yep. Smells like elk. So they're definitely still using the road, and they may have been in here just a few hours ago. Oh yeah, it smells like elk. So they're still around. Alright. Now there's an old logging road right there that's going to go down. And check this area out up here for water. And then I glassed up there. There's a creek right there. And I want to check both of these areas out, but I'm already seeing fresh elk sign right here. I may not be able to get all the way in there without bumping them. That logging road that leads to the reservoirs down that way. I was glassing up there. I found them coming up in here on my way back, so I wonder if they're tanking up down in that reservoir and heading off this way to their beds. Alright, if they are running a pattern, they're not here yet. So we need to get our butts up on that ridge before they do. Assuming it is a pattern of behavior. There's still a creek here. Runs out the road and over there somewhere. This seems to be a common theme in my life. Elk want to walk on the same ridges I want to glass from. Why? That's from last night or early this morning. Alright. You know, we scent mark same as any other predator. Hit it when you can. I've had elk reroute because I decided to take a leak. Tracks everywhere. Whole dang herd was up here recently. Either last night or last evening or last night. Maybe this morning. There's 2 cows right there. Yeah, they see me. 2 cows and a calf. There's gotta be more. There they go. They've probably been milling up here all night, feeding in the burn. Well, it did exactly what I didn't want to do, bump elk. I came up on this ridge specifically to avoid elk. And here they are up here with me. Well, was. If I wasn't taking video and I was holding still, I don't think they would have seen me. Begs the question how to hunt them in here with a bow, because they can see far away. The one was in my favor. They just saw me because I was moving around too much. And talking like I am now. Alright, well, they've been all over this ridge. Another pea right here. Yep. They were all over this ridge last night and early this morning. That's my track. I wonder how long they're gonna be around here. They'll be leaving soon, I know it. they were all over this knob. I think I know how to hunt this. Maybe come in from that way, come in from the bottom, and then up. Because the wind's blowing this way and this way. So, I work our way around the knob and come up this way. I might be able to get him if I can get in close enough. This southern knob, the thermals are already blowing the wind uphill. And it's only 7 o'clock. You know why the elk are still on that side of this knob? Because it's shaded. And I should have known better. There's definitely water down there. Assuming the elk are still here come opening day. Big assumption. I have a plan formulating in my head. Alright, so last time I was here, the elk coming in from the bottom up right here, this draw right there, and I bumped into them on the road over there. There's a creek right there. Road is closed, and I think they're feeding and a lot of green stuff right here. The road I walked in on is right there. Then there's a old closed logging road that comes down this way, and it leads down to the bottom. In the bottom, in the morning, I think is where I want to be. We have one reservoir over there. I'm not sure if the public road access to that is open. I think it's closed. I have to check. But there's another reservoir over there. That, I would say 1/3 to half of it is on private. The other half is on public. That's on public. The elk are on the backside of this ridge. At least they were this morning till I bumped them like a dumbass. And I heard them around us. I kind of wondered the first time if they came around this way, up through here, and out that way. Now on the opposite side of this ridge, on the other side, there might be a creek. And I should see if there's water coming out of that creek. But right now, another scouting trip, I'm thinking it could find some place to spike it up here on this hilltop. Come up here in the ocean and spike it. Come down here and glass the evening and the morning to see if any elk come out to those reservoirs. That would be good to know. Problem is this ridge is rocky as I'll get up. Good luck finding a place to spike it. And on spiking it, if I do hunt around here, I might spike camp it down there at the bottom and just hunt my way up in the morning. Or go to those reservoirs, assuming the elk come down the water off of them. Maybe get up in the tree lines. That's a possibility too, assuming that they're coming out to those reservoirs. Now I only saw two cows and one calf, so there's got to be more around here. Plenty of sign. My hands smell like elk piss. You know what? Even if I find a spot up here, spiking it is probably not a good idea up here. I smell elk. They must have been hanging out around here. last night or really early this morning. Oh yeah. Interesting, it took this aspect of the hill to hang out on. There's pee all over the place, fresh scat from this morning. I smell elk again. I don't think it's my hands. Now, I know this road is closed, and that's one reason why the elk are here, because they don't hear the sounds of vehicles going up and down. But do you think the elk would use a wallow that close to the road? I have to wonder. I mean, they're clearly using the road. Would they use that too?
Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know.
That is right about where that creek I want to check is supposedly starts. That's fresh enough. That's probably a cow. All right. There's the hill we were just glassing from. Bumped elk on. Out that way. That's from this morning. Shit. I am like stick. I am very close to elk right now. Maybe an hour. This is this morning though. Alright. Maybe I ought to back out. You can't glass them because you're walking the edges of the meadow. Right here. I'd say I smell elk, but I'm smelling fresh elk shit. Hell's that over there? For a morning excursion, this is going to be a long video. Why do I suddenly feel exposed? Found that other scat out that way. Some more right here. Flies are still buzzing it. Hour. I think both of them are an hour or two old. So they're up there, and they're down here along the tree line. I think I hear water. Oh, it's right here. Something around here stinks. Where the hell is it coming out from? Huh. This explains the nearby scat too. Where the hell is this creek coming from? Alright, I think that creek starts here. It's literally coming out of the ground right here. Underneath this log. There's something to feel that way. Ground soft. And we got water right here. You can see it starting to flow right over there. Yeah. I don't know how far down it goes, but they definitely have water here. Well, if hunting season were to open tomorrow, I would hunt here. For sure and for certain. The elk have multiple sources of water, feed. They don't have sheep to contend with. They'd leave. They don't have cattle. They'll tolerate cattle. They'll live next to them, but not really with them. They'll live above them, next to them, but not with them. Sheep, they'll leave entirely. They don't have either of those to deal with. And unless someone finds a way to get around the gate with their side-by-side because they're lazy bastards, they don't have vehicles to contend with either. Not four-wheelers, not side-by-sides, not trucks. Sound of a motor vehicle will send them. What they do have
is jack wagons like me coming up there and bumping them every weekend. They also have a habit of migrating sometime between now and the first week of August. So they may or may not be here come archery season. Right now, they're definitely here. And the problem becomes working them because they're scattered all around on the road where I'm walking. On the ridge I was glassing. There's nowhere you can go in there without bumping them or risk bumping them somehow. The wind might be tricky, which might be another reason why they're there. And once they're in those aspens, or what's left of them, they have a really good clear field of vision. Sneaking up on them is not going to be easy unless they're near the pines. Once they're in the aspen clearings, they'll see you coming from ways off. And I also think that they're working towards their beds earlier in the morning because it's been so freaking hot. They're sticking to the shade, the shadows. Once the sun comes out, they're like, screw this, it's too hot. Alright, well hopefully this ain't going to be too long of a video. More elk track. There's nowhere you can go, you're not going to risk bumping them. That'd be spike camps. Definitely want to spike camp this area, but where? Alright, well hopefully this isn't too long of a video. You have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Whenever that might be. Still here? Alright, since you're still here, I'll tell you a little fun fact about me. I wasn't born and raised here. I moved here when I was about 38 years old. I'm currently 52. I started hunting because all my in-laws from my wife, who was born and raised here, said, hey, you should try hunting. So I started over rifle season with a Springfield Armory M1A, a USGI Linsetic compass, an Alice pack, and a cheap pair of 8x42 Celestron binoculars I bought off of Amazon. So from that time to the present, currently 52, you do the math, I've had to learn everything on my own the hard way.